about to make my lemongrass and tangerine soap, and I wanted to do this live. I think I'm in Facebook jail on my personal page, which is all good. So they didn't block me on this page. So I'm very far away from the camera, guys, so you may not be able to hear me that well. There's not going to be a lot of talking for that reason. So I do hope you enjoy the video. So I am prepared. To do this. I believe I have everything that I need, but just in case I do not, you guys will be able to see all of that. So here we go. I am trying to find my, oh my gosh. Okay. So right now I'm going to check the temperature of my oils. These are my oils and butters. Hey everybody, hey. So I want to be at least no higher than 115. Right now I'm at 104 in my oils. And you know that they have to be pretty much the same temperature before I mix the lye water and the oils in order to start the saponification process. Alright, so 104, it went back down. That's good. You want to get as much oil back in the pot as you just took out. Because remember, every ounce is a part of that recipe. And it's going to allow the lye to interact the way it needs to. I'm already at 112. Okay, 114. So the other one is, so they're 10 degrees off, which is kind of okay. And I'm not coloring it, it's going to color itself. So I'm not too worried about that. I do want to get this down a little bit, but it's okay. Alright, so these are my milks and clays. So it gets noisy, y'all. It gets a little noisy. you're watching, you can go ahead and ask questions now or whenever you have a question, because I can see it. I'll answer your questions. So this is my lye water. I need to pour it with the other hand because I am not. And I'm going to add my sodium lactate. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference. You can see some oil still on top, and some of it is actually emulsifying, where the oil and the lye water is starting to come together. So what we want is for it to completely come together and just be a nice creamy consistency across the board. A lot of people, they have these recipes where they don't, because they're coloring their soap so much, they don't mix very thoroughly, and then they're creating a really bad bar of soap or batch of soap where it's going to irritate people's skin because the lye and the oils did not mix thoroughly because they want to save time for their colorants and all that crap. Not a good thing. So once I see that it's real nice and creamy all the way around, then I'll pour my fragrance, which is lemongrass essential oil and tangerine essential oil. And then you're going to see it become this beautiful yellow color, which is what you want. So now it's pretty much ready for me to pour in my fragrance. It's mixed well enough because I'm going to continue blending. So here's my lemongrass and, I was going to say vinegar, my lemongrass and tangerine essential oil. Get every little drop out of there, guys. I don't waste nothing. Waste not, want not. even though this is pretty much a straight up bar of soap or batch, you still don't want to take too long to mix. This smells so stinking good. Oh my God. This smells so good. Wow. Guys, this smells amazing. Amazing. You don't want to over blend either. So every now and then I'll stop and I'll mix, hand mix, stir rather. This smells amazing. It's just about ready to pour into the mold. I can pour it in there now, but I like to really mix, especially because this is a simple recipe. It's not going to set up too fast. So I'd rather keep mixing as much as it's going to allow me to. This smells amazing. Wow. I wish I could just eat it. I want to eat it. Smells like candy. A nice lemony candy. Oh my God, it smells amazing. And this specific batch will be ready probably in 3 weeks, because I think I'm going to C-pop it, which is where I do cold process and oven process. I'll put it in the oven on super, super, super low temperatures. Now it's ready to pour so that it can go through the gel phase and cook most of the lye out of the soap faster. So when I do it that way, it's pretty much cures a little bit faster. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see. I'm going to go ahead and pour into the molds. I hate commercials. now, if I can take it and drizzle it on the top and it actually sits on the top, that means it's ready to pour. That means it's at what we call trace, because it's leaving a trace of soap on the top. That means that it's mixed really, really well and ready to be molded. Alright, so let me see how I'm going to do this with you guys, so I know you can see. I'll just do 2 molds at a time. I'm gonna have my little plastic on top. I'm never soaping in this area, guys. So I'm normally over there at my mixing table. All right. You can see it's starting to set up a whole lot. Okay, the last mold. It's very good to have a recipe that you know behaves well, because this is such a chemical process, very scientific. Like the temperatures have to be right, and like you can't over pour oils. It's like cooking, but it's not like cooking, where you say, oh, well, I'll just add a little bit more of this. You can't do that. Gotta be very, very sure. And so it looks like I have a little left. So that means I can have some lemongrass samples, a good amount, which is good. So now I'm going to just bang it down, get the air bubbles out. And also bamming it out allows it to kind of settle better. And then you'll see if you need to pour more in certain molds. Like this one went down significantly. I can pour a little bit more over here. And the rest looks pretty good. Lemongrass is one of our really big sellers. I guess because people like lemon so much. I don't, or lemongrass so much. The fresh, clean, vibrant smell, I guess. I don't know. But it's really, people buy this one by like 6 bars at a time with their order. I love it. Like lemongrass is my favorite scent. Now I have to tell you, when I first, when I first started the business, I was trying to, be a little bit more diverse and buy stuff, buy the fragrances that other people will like, not necessarily what I liked, because it's not all about what I like. I bought lemongrass. I ordered lemongrass and it came, and when I smelled it, I was like, I was like, I'm not putting that in the soap. So I kept it for months and months and months. So one day I like literally ran out of fragrances like I was normally doing in the beginning. And I was like, well, I have this big bottle of lemongrass left. And the more I smelled it, the more I loved it. And so I guess my nose was kind of getting used to fragrance oils. I don't know, or scents, at that, because I was very new to soap making. So I don't know, guys. I just thought that was so funny. I scented this. I put it in the soap. I was doing a video, and one guy was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was mentioning lemongrass. I was like, "I want to make another soap, but all I have is this lemongrass," and he was like, "Oh my God, I love lemongrass," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna use it," and I used it, and guys, when I tell you, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It smelled completely different once it got into the soap. So these are what our samples are made of. So I have this much, and I will go ahead and scrape all of this out. And get it into our mold bowl. And yes, I just plop it over the top and work my way from the corner instead of trying to pour it into every cavity. That's just wasting time. It's not going to be perfect. This is my second time soaping out of this container. I purchased it a very, very long time ago, and I was like, I'll use it for bath bombs. But I ended up watching somebody else's video, and I was like, wow, she's soaping in it pretty darn good, And so I tried it yesterday, actually, for the first time, and it worked really well. And it helps, because I'm going to start back doing my videos, so you guys can actually see me making this stuff and not think that I order my stuff from China. Yeah, Sharon, what I do is I send out samples with all orders. No matter what you're ordering, you're going to get a sample. Now, if you want a specific sample, you can always let me know, because the sample situation is just very random. It's whatever you haven't tried. We always research our customers' orders, and then we definitely try to get you a sample that you haven't used before. So, but yeah, we do samples in all orders, and they're for free, of course. might be way too much. So this is a full container of samples, y'all. What a shock. I am shocked. Normally I can't get this many samples in one, normally it's half of a sheet. Alright, so let me bam her down. See, this is why I put my paper towels down, fresh paper towels, because I don't like to waste anything. I've seen other people's soap and they're soaping on a really yucky surface, guys. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just anal that way, but oh. Certain people, I'm like, oh, their brand is wonderful. I want to buy from them. But then you watch them making, I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. This is the messy part. Trying to clean up a mess, but you make more of a mess. Now I have to move a little quicker. because it's really starting to set up. You want to be able to do your tops. I need to be able to see what I'm doing, guys. When it's messy, I can't really focus. All right. All right, here we go. So once I do the tops, I come back and well, kind of right away. But I try to, fix whatever I don't like little sections of it. Because, I'm sure you guys see the pictures. The pictures are really huge for me. I like for people to see what I see. And to see the love that went into the soaps as I made them. So having the right consistency and having the right design to portray what it is that I'm trying to portray is very important. All right. All right. So for the most part, I'm done. I am done. So all I do is just go back around the edges. Whatever looks kind of off to me, I fix it because I do pictures and I do close-up pictures. And I like to, of course, allow it to dry in a pretty way. Once it starts to cure, which if the curing is starting now. And it'll be fully cured in 4 weeks exactly. So if you're not on the mailing list, make sure you get yourself on our mailing list. Now, if I had more colors in here, of course, I wouldn't be doing this top as much. Because what you don't like to do, what you don't want to do when you have a lot of colors is to start mixing the colors too much. It starts to get this muddy color.